Hey, this is Ben Farmer, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. This video is for the Week 5 assignment in Loudon Stearn's Intro to Music Production class. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to configure the EQ3 7-band plugin that comes with Pro Tools 11 so that it mimics the most popular filters and controls on a large format mixing board. Let's get started. The reason why I want to start with the parameters of a large format mixing board or console is that if you think about it, the filter features in these large format actual physical mixers are difficult to add from a manufacturing and cost perspective. So we can get a sense of the tried and true features that have traditionally been available in music production. In a way, these specific features are like training wheels and allow us to get used to working with EQ. Technology is always moving forward, and I do want to encourage you to explore the many EQ plugins and settings that are available in our modern DAWs. But my hope is that by focusing on these starting parameters, we can quickly find settings that will enhance the sound of our tracks. Let me first add the EQ3 7-band so we can take a look at it. The first thing I'm going to do is turn on and configure the Highpass Filter. Now, in the controls of our mixing board, this is generally just a button that gets pressed. So I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to set the frequency here to 75 Hertz. This filter cuts out the frequencies that are generally below the lowest frequencies of our instruments and is often useful in removing rumble type sounds. I'm also going to increase the Q or slope up to 18 dB per octave to mimic a more traditional setting. My next filter is a low shelving filter. This would be the low dial that you would see generally at the bottom of a mixer's EQ section. It's useful for boosting and cutting the low end of a track. I'm going to set my frequency here at 80 Hertz. Generally, on a large format mixer, you wouldn't be able to modify the frequency. So that's an interesting extra option you can play with on your own. And you can see as I add gain or turn it down, I can get a nice overall boost or cut of those low frequencies. The next two filters I want to configure are the low and high mid-range controls. This particular EQ also has a middle mid-range option, and I'm going to disable that for now so that we can just focus on these two here. These EQs are bell-shaped, used mostly for removing unwanted resonances and gently shaping the sound. Especially with these, cutting the frequencies are going to sound much more natural than boosting them. Even on large format mixers, these mid-range controls are generally sweepable, unlike the low shelving filter that we were previously talking about. I'm going to set my low mid-range control to 100 Hertz to start, but it could traditionally sweep as high as 2000 Hertz or 2K. And I'm going to set my high mid-range frequency control to 400 Hertz, and it would traditionally sweep as high as 8000 Hertz or 8K. The final filter I want to add is a high shelving filter. I'll make sure that this button is pressed in so that it's functioning as a shelving filter, and then I'll set my frequency at 12,000 Hertz or 12K. Now, this filter might boost a lead vocal to make it shine or highlight an important part. It's a great tool to guide the listener to the most important sound. It can also be effectively used to cut the high frequency range to make a sound less obvious to a listener and sit in the mix better. Finally, with these parameters in place, I want to save my settings. I'll pull these back up in the future and use this as a starting point for adding traditional EQ sounds to my track. Save settings as, and we'll call this classic 5-band. Well, this concludes my video for the week. I hope this has been useful in expanding your understanding of EQ and filter-based effects. Thanks for watching, and please see my summary below the link on the peer review assessment page. Best of luck to you, and take care.